guys, it's me, DeJa Skye from RuPaul's Drag Race, and welcome back to DeJa TV, everybody. Yes, ma'am, this is going to be another installment. Okay, now, I know a lot of my followers are not up to speed, you know, on like my last DeJa TV with like Bad Girls Club, but I know a lot of you are in the zeitgeist of Baddies from Zeus Network, and you know what we're going to do? We are going to do a tier list of all the baddies that have ever been on any of the Baddies franchise. Yes, this is going to be a mother effer. This is going to be a pretty long one, but you know what? I am in my baddie attire. I am the baddest one. And we're going to rank and tier these divas. But before we get started, please do not ever forget in your life to compliment. Honestly, the look. Compliment the look. The hair. Mama. She's in her Baddies era. Let's cause mayhem. No, let's cause chaos, you guys. Well, let's get into this tier list of baddies on Zeus Network. Okay, so this criteria is going to be up into 4 categories. That's B-A-D-Y. My version of baddie, because I didn't want to do like 6 categories. That's kind of wild. Now, if you are the one, you are going to be the baddest, top tier, baby. You came in with something to prove. You stood 10 toes down, and you were about that life. Now, this does not mean just fighting all the time, but you were that girl. Now, right below it is A. That stands for almost there. Like, you had your moments, you know, but they were just a little bit smaller. Maybe you started off as a fan favorite and then you kind of dwindled down. Like, you were almost that bad as but almost there. D stands for do better, okay? Now, these are the girls that come in and like, I think in their head, they're like, oh, I'm gonna turn stuff up. And there was just never any real thing that really took it there. Like, you were probably getting your butt beat all the time. You really were kind of in the corner, not really doing much, you know? But there is one bottom tier, and that is why you thought wrong. You signed up for the wrong show, mama. You signed up for the wrong show. I don't know if you thought this was Brady Bunch, if you thought this was Bad Girls Club, no. This is Baddies, okay? You gotta stand 10 toes down. You gotta do your big one every single season. You gotta be that girl. And unfortunately, some, if not a lot of them, were that. So we are gonna start this video off all the way at the beginning with Baddies ATL. We are gonna go from the latest season to the newest season. We are starting with the CEO, the executive producer, the one for all of this shindig, and that is Natalie Nunn, and she's gonna be our first baddie in the bad category. Yes, ma'am, she's going right up there. Now, Natalie is one of those girls who I liked her on her initial season, and like with baddies, it kind of like influx. I think she's gotten to a point where she knows exactly what she's doing. She knows exactly what needs to be done as executive producer, but she also holds her own, and she doesn't let anyone talk to her. That is bad mentality, okay? Now again, ebbs and flows. There were certain seasons where I was like, but then woo, she is hands down the bad. And how I know these things is because even girls that could easily take her down choose not to, because they know they want the money and they know that she has the power. So moving right along, this is gonna be Tanisha, and she's gonna be our first baddie in A, almost there. I loved Tanisha on her season of Bad Girls Club. I thought she was so original, fresh, gave no she made great TV. This Tanisha produced the house down. I was like, girl, you are bipolar. She just thought, okay, I'm an executive producer, let me produce things. But it was so unauthentic, and we picked it up like wildfire. Mama, whatever she tried to put down, we picked up, and we were like, no, this is not authentic. Moving right along, we are going to Miss Sarah, and this is our first diva in Do Better. Now, again, this is one of that I loved on her season. I truly felt like she was above it. Like she was like, oh no, girl, I'm a producer, I'm a this, I'm a that, I do this, I'm down the street. I felt like, why are you really there? And honestly, every single scene, she complained about something. And she made everything about her. Still one of my favorites from Bad Girls Club, but Baddies did you wrong. Mama, no ma'am. Moving right along, we are going to Christina, and she is going into the category of A, almost there. Another alum that I was obsessed with. Christina was my favorite person on her season. This is another one of those girls where I'm like, I just didn't see it for her. Like, she was almost there. Day one, slapping Natalie in the face, like, you ain't gonna talk to me. But I do just kind of feel like she was just doing a little bit too much and not in like the best possible way. Because I love that does too much, but make it entertaining. And this is the thing about Baddies compared to Bad Girls Club. Those were years ago. Especially someone like Natalie, Tanisha, who's been on the air for what, 10, 15 years? So they've matured. Some haven't, Natalie, but they matured. They become different people. Moving right along to 7, and she is going into the category, just like Christina, of A, almost there. She didn't do much. And like, the thing about her season is she is to herself, quiet, demure. But again, she is a mother. And she said it on the show that she didn't think it was gonna be like this. Like a Bad Girls Club scenario. She really thought it was gonna be like an entrepreneur promoting our businesses, doing that kind of stuff. So she was blindsided just like a lot of the other girls of like what exactly Baddies is. Now it's like, you know what you're going into, baby. She got in a fight, and that's because literally Sarah tested her. And again, Sarah said like, well, I'm tired too. Well, I'm this too. Mama, I would've threw my phone at you too. I would've Naomi comboed your ass right along with 7. I wanted bad behavior, and she gave me like almost there. Like, a bad behavior, but I wanted the baddest. So next up is a fan favorite from her season, all the way from season 7 of Bad Girls Club. This is Judy, and she is our first diva of You Thought Wrong. What was she doing? Besides producing fights with Sydney, and we'll get there in a second, what were you doing? Besides looking terrible, that wig. Mama, you are Judy J. You are the girl that everyone wants to be and looks up to, and she's one of the like most famous bad girls on Bad Girls Club. Mama, that wig, the makeup, everything was terrible. The drama was generic. All she did was just stay in her room and just complain. She popped off a couple times, but honestly, for me, it was the transphobia. The transphobia is where it got a little muddy. Now, moving right along, we are going to Sydney, and she is staying in the category of, again, You Thought Wrong. Sydney legit. This was her redemption because, quote unquote, she was supposed to be a replacement on season 9. So she really came in trying to duplicate what everyone else has done on Bad Girls Club. And it was like, it's tired. She felt like she had something to prove, but it was just bad. I would see her literally pick a fight and then smile. Like she knew what she was doing. And the final diva for Baddies South is gonna be Miss Janelle. And she is going up into A, almost there. This is another girl, I loved her. They really brought fan favorites from Bad Girls Club to this season, but I just don't think they knew what they were signing up for. I just don't think they knew. It was like, oh, okay, I guess we're just gonna like sit in a house for a couple of days and do some boxing, but bitch, the glow up is, I kind of feel like she was just like 7's like friend. So moving right along, we are going into the Baddies South moment. Now, in my opinion, this is what put Zeus and Baddies on the map. And that girl is Rock. She is hands down going into the category of baddest. When she Molly whopped Persuasion, cleaned her up, it was done. It was done. I was like, dang. Rock was about that life. Rock was a Now That's TV girl. She was a Baddies South Central girl. Like, mama, she was about that life. And the fact that y'all were just taking her kindness for weak, because she was just quiet. She was really just quiet. And she's like, but what was it about? She is not about this. She is never about this. You see it in every single season. She is never about this. Because if you say 2 words to her that seem disrespectful, she will mop you up and down. Moving right along, this is going to Miss Skye, and she is going to go into A, almost there. Now, she has progressed throughout the season. She's gotten badder and badder and badder. There is just something holding her back from being the baddest because I do kind of feel like she's just manufactured. She's kind of just put in scenarios like, hey, go talk to this girl and possibly fight her. But I just feel like you're just manufactured. I feel like you're just doing a little too much and also not enough. Moving right along, we are going into Slim, and this is going into the category of D for Do Better. I can tell you right now, Slim was put on the show to be Rolly's friend. I'm sorry, Slim. I think you were put on the show to be Rolly's sidekick because you never really stood 10 toes down except for that fight with Rock, which was great. And she was not always about that life because if you were gonna pick a fight with someone like Rock, be prepared that that is not gonna dissipate anytime soon. And you gotta really stand firm. Let's talk about Rolly. Now, Rolly is gonna go into this, and this may be controversial because she does have some haters. She is going into B for bad. Rolly is one of those girls, I know she is a liar. I can tell she is a liar. I can tell she's pathological, but she's so damn entertaining. She is so damn entertaining, and she will fight you. I don't think there's been anyone that she was like, no, let's fight. So moving right along, we have another alum from Bad Girls Club, and that is Miss Jayla, and she is staying in the category of baddest. Jayla, I was obsessed with her on Bad Girls Club. There are ebbs and flows with how I feel about her with baddies, okay? I'm not taking that away. She is a bad bitch, one of the baddest. I feel like just manufactured sometimes. She's never gonna duck any smoke, great, but I just feel like it's just like forced sometimes. Moving right along, we are going to Miss Ann, and this is gonna be in the category of do better. She went on the show with a purpose. That purpose was fight everyone, get hit, fight some more, drink, show my, and she's a clout chaser. She literally, as her handle, she is a clout chaser. So whoever she has to get it with, she will get it with. Girl, she would have fought Natalie if she could, honestly, because every girl, she was like, I want to fight you. Next up, we are going to Persuasion, and unfortunately, she is going down to why you thought wrong. Like I said earlier, Rock mopped you. Rock mopped you, washed you up in a dish, like dirty dishwater. And even when you said, you snuck me, she mopped you again. It was just like, girl, you really came out of your initial season on Bad Girls Club as like one of those girls. I had high hopes. We all had high hopes, but forgetful. Moving on, Mary. And the last one in Baddies South, this is going to Bree, Barbie from the block. She is gonna go into do better. The main reason is because I like Bree. I just felt like, again, you were on the show because of Bad Girls Club, but like, besides the fight with Anne, what did you really do? Persuasion, I just feel like forgetful. And I don't want you to be forgetful because you were not forgetful on your season. You were a replacement that came in and mopped the hose, okay? Let's go to the next season. This is going to be Baddies West. This is one of my favorite seasons. This is gonna be Tommy, and she is going into the category of A for almost there. Tommy felt above it at all times, which I did not like. I know that she's a producer, but she just felt above it. And she felt a little bit like untouched, because there would be moments where she would kind of go into like the mom role a little bit and be like, how can we resolve this? But then 2 seconds later, she was like trying to fight everyone and security and Natalie and I'm just like, it was the bipolarness for me that I just couldn't get into. It's just like, how do you take her? How can you really fully take her? So next up, and I'm suing, just kidding. Next up is DJ Skye. I am gonna put her in this because one season she was just a DJ, but the other season she was actually a cast member. And she is going into the category of why you thought wrong. I don't think that Baddies West, she was anything but just the DJ and just like Rock's bodyguard, okay? She really didn't do anything. Then she came back for the next season, tried to do her big one, and it was just like, please stay in your lane because you apparently are a fabulous DJ. You are opening up for people. Mama, stick to that because you are not a fighter. You are not a fighter whatsoever. So you have this, but can't back it up with this. Next up, this may be controversial because a lot of people like her. She is ebb and flows to me, but she just doesn't give me bad. And this is gonna be Biggie, and I'm putting her in the D for do better. You like her, but don't like her. But when it comes to bad, doesn't give me bad. If you have to talk about that you're a boss, you're not a boss. You're not. You don't have to just put stuff out there just for the sake of putting stuff out there. You also don't have to just be quiet. When she rolled up on Rolly, I was like, okay, kind of. I see it. Then she took a bad turn. Then she was up on ET. But then it was always like, now you're bullying me, bro. It's like, pick a lane. So our next baddie, this is also an OG Bad Girls Club. This is going to Kat, and she is staying in the category of do better. On this season, she was legitimately Stunna Girl's bodyguard. Literally. Her mom. And Kat is not that girl. Kat is from Philly. Kat is about that life. So when I was like, why are you just her like yes person or her like calm person or her like therapist? Like Stunna Girl can handle herself. I don't know if it was production pushing her to do that or she did that, but that was a wrong move. Kat was so forgettable on this season. I was like, Kat, what are you doing? Mama, I love you. I adore you. But mama, Get it together. So our next baddie, another alum of Bad Girls Club. This is Low London, and she is going into the category of A for Almost There. You let rock. Beat your ass twice in a row. Love her personality. But girl, you came on Baddies. You came on Baddies and you were not ready. So next up, this is going to Razor. She is unfortunately going into the D for Do Better. Unless this hoe has liquor in her, she ain't about nothing. She has some of the most memed and quoted things.
That's your friend? Ain't that your friend? Ain't that your friend?
I know, listen to me.
Ain't that your friend finder?
She has some of the most quoted things. But bad don't see it. I don't see it from her. And she's like, are y'all gonna run up? You don't run up. Miss Stunna Girl, and she is gonna be in the category of B, Baddest. This entire season was about Stunna Girl. And these girls made it about Stunna Girl, like Biggie, Mama. Let's move along to the next season, which is Baddies East. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I hope I don't put my foot in my mouth. This is my favorite season of Baddies. Hi, my name is T, and she's going into the category of D for Do Better. Beautiful, stunning, great TV, hilarious. Her and that blonde hair, oh my God, you cannot take me. She has all of this, but cannot back up any of it, y'all. I feel like they told her, we just want you to just be that commentator in the back, right? Then all of a sudden she tried to become a fighter. Where did this come from? Give it up for my twin Skye. She is from Black Ink Crew. She is gonna go into the category of A for Almost There. Now, she never fought. She never fought on this season, and yet she is in the second tier. She was the voice of reason. Bad came to deliver, head to toe, stunning, still partied, still gave the girls, still gave the looks, was still a mom, was still a bad. When someone tested her, no. I feel like the girls in general just never tried her because she is that girl. You know what I mean? So, you know what? No, I'm putting Skye in bad bitch. I'm sorry, I'm putting Skye in bad bitch. I've changed my mind, America. I'm putting her up there because the girls never tried her. Moving right along, this is going to Sukiyana, and she is gonna stay in the category of B for Baddest. Now, I love this hoe from Love and Hip Hop Miami, okay? She is that girl that don't give no. She talks about like all that. She talks about it all, and I freaking live. She was the voice of reason sometimes, you know, but other times it was kind of like, girl, what you doing? Next up, another OG bad girl from Bad Girls Club. This is Camila, but she is gonna be in the category of Do Better. We expect these girls to be just like how they were on Bad Girls Club, and it's usually not the case. With Camila, girl, she was a fighter. She had the hands. Her mom would pop off. She was that girl. She from Long Beach. Yes, she fought Natalie, which was very scripted. You know damn well they weren't doing no photo shoot. It was just for the fight. That's why she was ready, and she was ready to do so. But other than that, it was like, girl, you tried to fight Rolly at the reunion. Got your whooped. So next up, this is going to be Sapphire, and she is going into the category of A, Almost There. There are moments where I'm like, you are the one. You are the one. But then there are also moments where I'm like, you are literally. Let me tell you the exact moment that I knew she was not about that life, and she went from bad as almost there, is when she let E.T. throw that drink on her best friend, and she didn't pop off. You came on the show as Suki's best friend. That was your identifier. That's what you said in your confessionals. Then, when someone tried it 2-on-1, you were like, no, I didn't mean on it. Oh, God. Next up, again, the character of the season. We are talking about Smiley, and this is going into why you thought wrong. Smiley is one of the most manufactured people ever in life. She is never about it. She only talks about it. Online, she is, talk out your chain in the confessionals, In person, I don't know why everyone's mad at me. I don't get it. Why does no one like me? So moving right along, this is Anna Mac, and she is going into the category of B for Baddest bitch. Now I'm gonna say this, Baddies Midwest, I don't fuck with her like that. But I cannot deny every other thing that she's done to require and to prove that she's a bad bitch. I don't condone jumping, And I know that she has got her ass beat a couple of times, okay? But when she came in for Baddies East and mopped Scotty, I don't know how many times, Scotty about what, 2 feet taller than her? Mopped DJ Skye. Girl, she was about that life. She really was, but I just can't get with the jumping. I can't do it. It's too much. It's like, girl, stand on your own 2 feet. Next up, this is Tasiki, and she is one of, if not, the baddest bitch, and she is going into the B category. Girl, what I love most about this girl is, yes, she is the best fighter to ever come out of Baddies, and she has never lost a fight. But what I love most about her, she did not just bully someone just to bully someone. She knew she could hurt someone, and these girls didn't do nothing to her. Anna and Vicky did nothing to her, and she was like, I'm not a bully. They're fragile. I respected that, and I know that's why she got all of her fans. She was a new girl. Like, she had hands, but also she was not going to bully anyone. Next up, we are going to ET, and she is A for almost. I want her to come into a whole season, and not to fight. I don't want her to just fight and swing. I want to get to know ET. I feel like I don't know anything about this girl. I don't know anything about her, about the fact that she thought she needed to come in and fight. But in that, I'm like, I know there's more. I know there's more depth to you, and I feel like that you could be a really big fan favorite. Because she went from, like, the fans wanting her to the fans being like, get her off. I never want to see this bitch again. It was crazy how they switch up on. Okay, we ain't gonna talk about this much because she's racist, homophobic, and a Trump supporter. Whoa, Vicky, why? Why were you there? Why are you anywhere online? Moving on to Saya. Again, why? Why were you there? Okay, next up, this is gonna be Mariah Lynn, and she's in the category of D, do better. The one that gets me every time is when she fought Asian Doll because she kept losing. So when you keep losing, you want to fight more to get 1 round out of the 5 that you got your beat on. And I'm like, girl, stop it. She always jumped into Tasiki's fights. Tasiki never jumped in her fights. That shows you where her loyalty is. Tasiki is loyal to Biggie and Anna. She wasn't loyal to you. Just because you are quote unquote loyal to her and jumping in on her stuff, she didn't do the same for you, babe. Okay, you guys, we have 2 more seasons to cover. Let's move right along to Baddies Caribbean. My other Taurus sister, Miss Callie, and she is going into the category of A, almost there. She would have been a bad if she did not associate herself with Gretchen. How are you gonna just... The N-word is big. The N-word is huge. You are from LA, where you would not let anyone slide if they said the N-word. And the fact that you're on Baddies and you were going to slide on Natalie for no reason, but didn't slide on Gretchen for saying the N-word and kind of justified it, I was like, Miss Thing, come on. Gretchen is not black. She is Puerto Rican, and she is not even like black Puerto Rican. Let's move on to Gretchen because we're already on Gretchen. Gretchen is going into D, do better. She stood on her 10 toes. She had the fight with MJayla, but the tainted part was the fact that you just were so freely, and you did not care that people were like, are you black? Like, why are you saying like that? She's like, I don't give a You're on Baddies, where 80% of the people are black or people of color. Get it together, Gretchen. So next up is Diamond the Body, and this is going into the A for almost there. She became a fan favorite. I was not feeling her at the beginning of the season of Caribbean. I really wasn't. I was like, it's fine, whatever. She redeemed herself, and even in Midwest, I was like, okay. When she dragged Biggie at the Baddies Africa reunion, I said, okay, she's that girl. So next up, we are going to Meatball, my plus size sister. And again, this is A for almost there. The funniest thing about Meatball is I remember when like Meatball tried to like puff up her chest to Jayla, and I'm like, Meatball, nobody is scared of you, babe. You're a meme, you are a personality. They laugh with you, some of them laugh at you, but nobody is scared of you. Next up is Mariah Lynn's best friend, the only reason why she came on the show, and that is Bianca, and you are going into You Thought Wrong. She came in standing on business, but then did not stand on business. If the only reason why you came on Baddies is to protect Mariah, That should have been every single thing. You came on to essentially be her bodyguard. Miss Thing, you can't fight. You did your big one at the reunion. But Miss Thing, you cannot fight. Stop it. Moving right along, we are going to Miss Tinkerbella. And she's gonna go in the category of A for almost there. This is another girl that she grew on me, okay? I prefer her in Baddies Midwest because she stood 10 toes down anytime. She got the hands, she got the ass, she got the split, she got the personality. She has everything. But what holds her back in my eyes from being a bad is there's sometimes where I know production just told her to do something. If I can see it, I don't like it. So next up, this is the other Slim. And this is going into the category of why of you thought wrong. She's just one of those girls, again, unless you're liquored up, you're really not gonna do much. Because I feel like she was put in scenes to be like that filler voice of reason girl. I'm not calling her a filler. What I'm saying is, I feel like she was like plopped into scenes, but what else did you really do? You know what I mean? Like, you obviously popped off when you got eliminated, and then you kind of popped off at the reunion and kind of with Gretchen. But other than that, I'm like, stop, please stop. So the next baddie is gonna be Asian Doll, and she is going into the category of B for baddest. Okay, mama. She came in, knew what she had to do, okay? Took the ATV, and then mopped Mariah Lynn for about 5, 6, 7 rounds. She is a bad. Mariah Lynn had no chance. And again, she just did that. And then she was like, all right, well, I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, she was a celebrity guest, but she was, I think, one of the only celebrity guests that was actually able to like throw hands and was about that life. Next up is DeJa, and she's going to why you thought wrong. I get it. It is Baddies Caribbean. And you were one of the only actual people from the Caribbean. But that can't be your storyline. Because we know nothing about you besides the fact that you can't fight and the fact that when you wanted your lick back, you didn't get your lick back. That's it. That's it. That's like, that can't be it, mama. So we're not gonna talk much about you. So next up is Miss Big Kiva. And she is gonna be in D for do better. There are moments where I'm like, okay, I see it. I see the potential in you. Okay. I see you got a little bit of the hands. But other than that, I'm like, mama, this is Baddies. This is a moment to show a look, to show some hair, to show some hands, to show a personality. But your personality was kind of like, Tinkerbella beat your ass. Then you said, well, it's not fair that she... Mama, it's Baddies. Nothing is fair. The next baddie we're going to talk about is Miss Nunu, and this is going to be into A for almost there. Now, this is not because of Caribbean. She redeemed herself with Midwest, beating both Anna and Biggie's ass. Okay, so let's move on to the last season, and this is Baddies Midwest. So the first girl we gonna talk about is my favorite from Baddies Midwest. Some of you may agree, some of you may not agree, but this is my tier list. There's gonna be Big Lex, and she is gonna be in B for baddest mama. Stunning, lesbian, has hands, never been knotted up, never been scratched. Never really lost an entire fight. That's bad behavior. Yes, her confessionals are garbage. I know for a fact they are feeding her lines. And she's like, like, yes. But I love that she is literally 10 toes down with her friends. She never let them get jumped. She was about that life, like by their side. She was a real one. That's what I love about her. So next person we are gonna talk about is Miss Emma. And this is for why? Why? Like, why did you go on Baddies? I just want to know. I just want to know. Now, she fought a couple times, sure. Why not? But if the Baddies are saying that you should go home, you probably shouldn't be on the show. The next person we're going to talk about is Miss Dolly, and this is going to go into the category of A for almost there. I wanted to love. Now, I don't not like her, but I wanted to love this. And I just feel like you got your rocked a couple times, and you came in as the girl that fights everyone and is the fan favorite. You're almost there to bad. I promise you, if you were on another season, I feel like you will get to that bad category. But mama, you can't like be hitting hoes and breaking your hand multiple times. Like, you're on Baddies, you gotta like be ready to duck and swing and stuff. So the next one we are gonna talk about is Miss Ivory, and you already know she's going up to the baddest Summer. You already know. She came in with like wop, 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 hit. I will say that her size and strength gets her in a lot of fights. It'll look like she's winning because she's very just like powerful. Like she's not fast at all, but her hits are like power. She has lost plenty of fights on Baddies Midwest, thanks to Lex. But I love that they can like resolve their issues. I will say there was a moment where I was like, this is manufactured. You're just doing a little too much. Let's go on to the next girl, which is Summer. And she is gonna be in the category of do better. Let me tell you why. She is someone that grew on me. She's someone that grew on me, but I could not get over the fact that she was doing everything for camera time. Everything was for the camera. When you go into a show like that and you say that you make the show, that's a problem. That's an issue. I don't think that's her true personality. I think she's just playing it up for camera. No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade, just that ugly pink wig. That's all it is. So moving right along, we are doing Pretty P, who is beautiful, by the way. Another person that has grown on me. And this is in the category, staying right in the category of almost there. I was not feeling her at the beginning of the season because I kind of felt like she jumped, kind of her and Emma. They knew that they were going to be scared of Ivory, so they jumped when Ivory spoke. When Ivory was like, Emma, beat that or blah, blah, blah. Someone beat Lex. That's why I didn't like her at the beginning. She grew on me because she was always about it. And she was ready for round. Okay, moving right along. We are going to Miss Akbar, who is a celebrity guest. And this going into the D, do better. She's not about nothing. She's not about anything. I didn't even like her on her seasons of like Love and Hip Hop. I didn't like her on The Conversation. She's not about nothing. Not about nothing. Runs her mouth. Can't back anything up. Like, you fought DDP, okay, work. You literally said that you are from the streets. You were saying you are the queen of Atlanta. Bring it out, because y'all was in Atlanta. Bring it out. We just have a couple more baddies to cover. So the next one is going to be Miss Jazz, and this is going to be into D for do better. Yes, she stood her ground, and my favorite thing that she ever said was like, Summer, do you want to live in my watcha? Do you want to live there? Because Summer was all about Jazz. She fought a couple times. I will say this, never got her wig snatched. So the last three we are going to talk about are all going into the category of why, because I'm literally like, why were you on the season? Why was Jaden on the season? You didn't do nothing but threw flowers at Biggie. I heard you were that girl. I heard that you the reason why Rock's tooth is missing is because of you. That's what I heard. I could be wrong, comment below, but be about it. Another girl, Yoshi. Why? Why were you here? To be Summer's punching back for one episode and leave. And Mel, you came in for a fight. That's it. I'm not saying you got your fully whooped. I think that you held your own a couple times, but what was the purpose of that? Why wouldn't you do that at the beginning of the season and then just have her leave? Well, you guys, that was my baddies tier list. I really hope that I remembered every single person. I really hope I didn't forget anyone. Like I said, I didn't put replacements unless they were in the baddies house. If you were put in the baddies house, you were on this list. If you are just a replacement in the replacement house, you're not on the list. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules. Actually, I do make the rules because it's my mother. But let me know, do you guys love this content? This is gonna be a long video, and I'm so sorry, but y'all have been literally screaming in the comments, longer videos. So here it is. I hope I can entertain you a little bit. As always, you guys comment below any ideas for the channel. I love you. I adore you. Thank you for subscribing. Bad out. Bye.